After an exciting opening week of Tidewater Summer League baseball that saw the Edenton Steamers finish with the best record of any TSL team at 4-1, Edenton comes into tonight looking to get back into the win column at home after dropping their previous contest to Greenbrier 7-6. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Patrick Foster, and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field here in Edenton, North Carolina, as we prepare for the second week of 2020 Steamers baseball. Tonight, the Fighting Clams welcome the Old Dominion hitters back into the Historic Hicks Field for the squad's second battle of the season, while the Steamers come in with the best record in the TSL at 4-1 with a few dominant victories, being a 13-run victory, a 9-run victory, and a 6-run victory. The loss to Greenbrier to end the week has left the Steamers with a bit of a bad taste in their mouths as they look to pick up their 5th win of the season and 2nd against Old Dominion here in Edenton before heading on the road again tomorrow. For the first time tomorrow in 2020 to face Greenbrier once again. As for Old Dominion, they look to move above 500 tonight after moving to 2-2 on the young season with an impressive 18-9 win over the Tidewater Drillers this past Saturday. Before we get into tonight's action, let's take a look back at last night's victory of your hometown Clams over the Tidewater Drillers. It was a 6-7 loss to Greenbrier last time out for Edenton. The first loss of the season for Edenton and their first home loss. Their record moves to 4-1 in both categories as they have yet to play a road game, their first coming tomorrow against Greenbrier. Edenton jumped out to a quick lead, scoring 2 runs in the first, including one on a solo home run from second baseman Jared Kaufman, his first of the season, and an RBI single from DH Josiah Seitler, and one in the second on a wild pitch to make it 3-0 for the Clams. Greenbrier got on the board in the top of the third with a 2 RBI single from second baseman Jacob Jackson. Edenton came back with 2 more of their own in the third, courtesy of a Josiah Seitler bomb, his second of the year, and a steal of home by Alan Alonso to give the Clams a 5-2 lead. Both squads would go scoreless over the next 2 full innings of play. Greenbrier ended the drought with a 2-run top of the 6th as a result of 2 bases-loaded walks from Steamers relief pitcher Ray Stokeham. It was an outing Stokeham probably wants to forget as he went just 1/3 of an inning with just 1 strikeout, 3 walks, and 2 earned runs. Greenbrier followed up the 6th with another 2 runs in the 7th to take the lead 6-5 on a 2-run single to right field from shortstop Trent Hanchy. Greenbrier added their 7th and final run of the contest in the top of the 9th thanks to a sacrifice fly from 8-hole hitter Norman Holcomb. Holcomb finished the night with 1 hit and 2 official at-bats with 2 walks and 1 RBI. We'll get back to last game's review, but first we head to our own PA announcer Tommy Bass for tonight's national anthem.
All your local news, including Steamer scores and highlights, read the latest issue of the Daily Advance or visit dailyadvance.com. At this time, if you will please stand and remove all hats for the singing of our national anthem, and tonight's anthem will be sung by Autumn Davenport.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam? These broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. On the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, all done.
So Edenton was stifled in the last game against Greenbrier between the bottom of the 3rd all the way until the bottom of the 9th inning, down 7-5 with 2 outs. Houston Wright gave the Steamers and their fans a bit of hope with a solo shot to center for Edenton's 3rd bomb of the contest. Wright finished the contest 1 for 4 with the homer being his only hit, but enough to stretch his hitting streak to 5 games. Wright wrapped up the week with a .609 batting average, 4 home runs, 13 RBIs, and 12 runs scored as a runner. The astounding numbers were recognized by the Tidewater Summer League as Wright was named named the league's first batter of the week for the 2020 season. Tyler McPeak had a chance to extend the inning or even potentially tie up the game with one last plate appearance following Wright's long ball. McPeak worked the count well before popping up a 3-1 pitch over the infield for the final out of the contest. Colin Crimminger picked up the loss after allowing just one hit and 2 runs over 1.2 innings of relief with 2 strikeouts along the way. Joseph Califano picked up the win for Greenbrier after 4 innings of pitching with 0 runs allowed and 0 hits while striking out 6. Edenton saw 4 pitchers take the bump, including Colin Crimminger, Ray Stokeham, starter Daley Marcano, who went for 5 full innings, allowing 2 runs, both of them earned on 4 hits, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Kyle Reynolds impressed in his 2 innings of work, allowing just 1 unearned run on 1 hit and 2 strikeouts. Edenton had 6 hits in the contest, with Alan Alonso and Josiah Seitler leading the way with 2 hits apiece. Only minutes away here, moments away, I should say, from first pitch at Historic Hicks Field. Let's take a look at tonight's starter for your Edenton Steamers, Josiah Seitler, who's been DHing for the first 5 games of league play, as well as an appearance at first base as well. The 6'5", 225-pound sophomore out of Gaston, South Carolina, making his first appearance on the mound in league play. He did appear on the mound against Tarboro in the preseason exhibition. Seitler in 2019 played for the Lexington County Bullfish in the CPL, as Alan Brown, the catcher behind the plate for Edenton tonight, makes the throw down, signifying the start of tonight's contest. Leading off for the hitters is Zach Morris, the shortstop, number 3 for Old Dominion tonight. Morris has not played against Edenton yet this season and didn't play in Tidewater's 18-9 victory on the 27th. As the first pitch from Seitler is on its way, cut at and missed. For the first strike 1 to Zach Morris. Morris on the season 1 for 2 in 3 plate appearances. He's got a single, a walk, and no strikeouts yet to his credit. But down 0-1 after the first pitch from Josiah Seitler to open up the ballgame. Second pitch, a breaking ball that worked its way a little too far inside and high out of the zone, so the count moves to 1-1. The 1-1 on its way from Seitler. Right down the heart of the plate for a called strike 2, so the count 1-2 to the leadoff hitter Zach Morris. Seitler sets, kicks, and deals the 1-2. Swung on and missed, but Brown can't handle it behind the plate. He'll field it and make the throw down to first to Alan Alonso, the first baseman for the Steamers tonight, in time for the first out of the inning. We'll take this time to go around the defense for the Edenton Steamers. On the mound for the Fighting Clams is Josiah Seitler. Behind the plate, number 11, Alan Brown out of the Presbyterian College. Alan Alonso stands over at first base out of the University of Mount Olive. Jared Kaufman out of Eastern Michigan at second base, as Austin Elledge, the second baseman, fouls off the first pitch of his first plate appearance tonight. Aaron Copeland at third out of Spartanburg Methodist College. Casey Hare at short, headed to Milligan University. Houston Wright, the TSL batter of the week, out in left field out of the University of Tennessee Martin, as Elledge takes the second pitch for a called ball 1, low and in. Center field, Brody Rubenstein out of Montreat College, and Adam Fine, the rising sophomore at St. Joseph's University in right. Fine will get a little bit of action on the 1-1 swing there from Elledge, who skies it into right. Fine making his way over to record the second out of the inning. Let's take a look at the lineup now for the Old Dominion hitters. Leadoff hitter Zach Morris, the shortstop Austin Elledge, who just flew out playing second base tonight. Hunter Cole, the first baseman and freshman at Virginia Military Institute. As Cole swings and fouls off the first pitch of the at-bat away down the third baseline, so a little behind the opening pitch of the AB from Josiah Seitler. Alberto Sanchez, who went yard in these teams' first matchup against each other last week in the cleanup spot at the DH, as Cole fouls off the second consecutive pitch to fall behind in the count 0-2. In the 5-hole, Jerry Hammonds, the third baseman. JT Inskeep batting 6th. Finn Swafford out in left field from Shenandoah University. Alex Gulisano, the center fielder, at the 8 spot. And then Zach Wojnarowski, the right fielder, in the 9 hole. Waste pitch from Seitler on the 0-2 count, so the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 on its way from Seitler. Breaking ball up at the letters. Taken for a ball 2, so the count even now to Hunter Cole. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. No base runners yet for Old Dominion, and no runners come across. The 2-2 from Seitler. Another breaking ball taken high outside the zone. So the count full now to Hunter Cole, the first baseman. The 3-2 on its way. Swung on and missed. Seitler goes 1-2-3 to open up the contest here in the top of the first inning. No runners left on for Old Dominion, no hits, and no runs come across to score. No errors for your Edenton Steamers. We go to the bottom of the first inning, knotted up at 0-0. My name is Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. After Josiah Seitler sat down the top of the order for Old Dominion 1-2-3, we kick off the bottom of the first inning here at Historic Hicks Field. The starter tonight for Old Dominion, Pedro Orta, the rising freshman at Bryan and Stratton College out of Norfolk, Virginia. The 18-year-old making his first appearance on the mound for Old Dominion, so no stats for Orta yet on the season. And the first batter he'll face for Edenton, the leadoff man in the lineup tonight for the Steamers, Brody Rubenstein, the center fielder. First pitch from Orta to Rubenstein on its way, high and tight for ball 1. Second pitch on its way now. The 1-0 is hit off the end of the bat into shallow right field. The right fielder having to make a diving play, but it's going to take a bounce into his glove. So Rubenstein reaches on a single to open up the contest for the Steamers offense. Wojnarowski not able to react quick enough there in right field. Now Jared Kaufman digs in, looking for his first hit tonight in his first appearance. In his first appearance against Greenbrier on Saturday, he went yard for the first time of the season over the Teal Monster in left field. In fact, in front of his family. Much of them from Ohio made their way down to watch Kaufman in that contest, and he treated them to his first home run of the season. So he takes the first pitch from Orta for a called ball 1. Kaufman went 1 for 3 against Greenbrier before being pulled in the top of the 5th inning, as Tyler Myers came in as a defensive substitution at second. Rubenstein takes a lead off first, but checked back by the pitcher. He's not even going to tag up. Orta resettles in on the mound, and Kaufman will take a time at the plate. You can hear the dugout of the Steamers loud here in the bottom of the first inning, trying to throw Orta off his rhythm here at the top against the top of the order. The 1-0 is on its way. Rubenstein makes a move down from first to second. The throw from the catcher Inskeep is in time as the second baseman Austin Elledge applies the tag to record the first out of the inning. Rubenstein wasn't fooling anyone on that one, but didn't still get a jump on the breaking ball out of Orta's hands. So now with Kaufman down in the count, or ahead in the count, excuse me, 2 balls and no strikes, the Steamers pick up their first out of the bottom of the first. Orta now with the 2-0 to Kaufman. Breaking ball in the dirt, taken for ball 3. After 1 week of action in the TSL, Kaufman comes into tonight with a .263 batting average, .348 on base percentage, and a slugging percentage of .474. The 3-0 on its way. Swung on and bounced to the shortstop, Morris. He'll play that one on the hop, make the throw over to first in time for the second out of the inning. Houston Wright, the TSL batter of the week, will step into the left-handed hitter's box for the Steamers. And let's just take a look at those numbers for just one moment for Houston Wright in the first week of TSL play. A .609 batting average, an on-base percentage of .654, and a slugging percentage of 1.174. He hit 9 singles, 1 double, 4 home runs, 3 of them coming in 3 consecutive contests as he takes the first pitch from Orta, a breaking ball inside at the wrists for ball 1. Wright also drove in 13 RBIs, crossed home plate as a runner 12 times, and struck out just twice as he turns on a breaking ball there, but 2 ahead of it as that one's way foul down the right field line. Had he been able to straighten that one out, it would have been his 5th home run of the season. The count moves to 1-1 against Houston Wright. The 1-1. Taken from Wright. A slow-moving curveball there that might have missed the inside part of the zone, but instead the umpire behind the plate calls it strike 2. Nice pitch there from Orta to freeze right at the plate. Now the 1-2 on its way. Another breaking ball that fools Houston Wright. So after Seitler goes 1-2-3 against the top of the order for the hitters, Orta comes out and does just that against the Steamers. No hits. 1 hit, excuse me, coming off the bat of Brody Rubenstein. He's thrown out on his way, stealing second. No runners left on, no runs come across for the Steamers, and no errors on part of the Old Dominion hitters. We head to the top of the second inning, still knotted up at no runs apiece. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Still 0-0 after 1 full inning of play here at Historic Hicks Field, and it's Alberto Sanchez, the designated hitter in the cleanup spot to lead off the inning for Old Dominion. What a week for Sanchez as well. In the first week of TSL play, he collected a batting average of .471 with 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, but also 6 strikeouts to his credit. First pitch from Seitler in the AB is taken for ball 1, a fastball low and inside. Against Edenton back on the 25th, Sanchez went 2 for 4 with a bomb. At 1 walk and 2 strikeouts as he takes a big cut at the 1-0 from Seitler, but comes up empty, so the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Sanchez out of Walters State Community College. The 1-1, a breaking ball there from Seitler, finds its way back into the zone for a called strike 2. So Sanchez now down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes with no outs. The 1-2 looked to be a bit high and outside, but Sanchez swings at it anyway and fouls it off down the right field line.
We got many choices from Bud Watson, also special.
The 1-2 is swung on and dribbled foul down the third baseline, so Sanchez will keep the count right where it is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 once again from Seidler. Swung on and fouled back right into one of the poles that holds up the netting behind home plate. Sanchez staying alive here. Behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Seidler with the 1-2 yet again. Swung on and grounded to third baseman Copeland. He fields it cleanly, makes the throw over to first. It's in the dirt, but Alonso with a nice reach and grab has a right-handed first baseman over there at the hot corner to record the first out of the inning. So 1 up, 1 down for Old Dominion to kick off the top of the second. Jerry Hammond's the third baseman, also out of Walters State Community College. Rising junior will step in for his first plate appearance tonight. First pitch swinging, and he skies it out to right field. That one's going to drop in fair territory down the line. Fine not hustling over to it as he thought it was going to drift foul. He must have. So Hammond's first pitch swinging will pull up to second base safely with a 1-out double. And Old Dominion has their first runner in scoring position tonight in Jerry Hammonds. Now JT Inskeep, the catcher out of the Virginia Military Institute and rising sophomore there, will step up to the box. Brings in a 200 batting average. Went 0 for 3 against Edenton on the 25th. First pitch, a heater inside, just below the elbows for ball 1. In high school, Inskeep was the Male Academic Athlete of the Year in 2019. Also won the President's Award. And a multidimensional athlete as he lettered in basketball at Greenbrier Christian Academy in 4 straight years. Was in a 1,000-point scorer and second team all-conference. Averaged 16.9 points per game with 11 rebounds. My goodness. Inskeep takes the second pitch for ball 3, or third pitch for ball 3. So the count moves to 3-0 against Josiah Seidler on the mound. The 3-0 taken in the dirt for ball 4. So now 2 runners on for Old Dominion with just 1 out. And Finn Swafford, the left fielder out of Shenandoah University, will step in for the first time tonight. Swafford made an appearance against Tidewater in which he went 0 for 2 at the plate and 2 at-bats, but has not made an appearance since then for Old Dominion. He takes the first pitch, a fastball in the outer middle part of the plate for strike 2. That was strike 1, my apologies. The 0-1 on its way. A breaking ball outside in the opposing batter's box. So the count moves to even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Seidler checking on the runner at second, and Hammonds delivers the 1-1. Good pitch there from Seidler. Swafford fouls that one off for strike 2. Falls behind now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Double play ball in order here for the Steamers with a runner on first and second base. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch to Swafford. A breaking ball that got away from Seidler. Frustrated at himself after that pitch. Swafford had to duck out of the way of it just a bit. Count even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swafford played his high school ball at Colonial Forge High School. The 2-2 now to Swafford. Taken for called strike 3. So a nice comeback at bat there from Josiah Seidler after walking JT Inskeep in 4 pitches. He strikes out Finn Swafford in his first plate appearance tonight. And Alex Gulisano, the rising freshman at Eastern Mennonite University, steps in with 2 outs and 2 on for Old Dominion, an RBI opportunity for Gulisano. First pitch taken for a called ball 1. Gulisano didn't have the best outing against Edenton in their first matchup. He had 3 strikeouts as he went 0 for 3 in 4 plate appearances. He also walked once in the contest. Still looking for his first hit on the season, as he's gone hitless in 5 at-bats and 7 total plate appearances. Seitler behind in the count on the mound, 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 is swung on and grounded hard to the second baseman, Kaufman. He'll field it cleanly over there at second base, make the soft throw over to first in time to retire the side. 1 hit on the double from Jerry Hammonds. 2 runners left on, no runs come across the plate for Old Dominion. Edenton with no errors in the top of the second. We head to the bottom of the second frame. Still no score here at Historic Hicks Field. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Pedro Orta back on the mound for his second inning of work. After not allowing a run to score in the bottom of the first inning to the Steamers, which has been rare for this Edenton team. That's only happened once thus far this season. Even against Greenbrier in the loss on Saturday, Edenton posted 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning. Alan Alonso will lead off against Pedro Orta for the Steamers and takes the first pitch. Looked like a slider out of the hand of Orta. A slow one at that, but finds its way into the zone. Strike 1 to the first baseman. And Alonso's hit on the second pitch right in the, I believe that looked to be the left wrist as he was shaking it off. So he'll take first base freely. And that'll bring up Casey Hare, the shortstop tonight, headed to Milligan after spending 1 year at High Point University in Tennessee. Against Greenbrier on Saturday, Hare went 0 for 3, so looking to change his fortunes after the last contest. Brings in a .250 average at the plate with 3 singles, so still looking for that first extra base hit. Alonso takes the lead off at first. Orta with the first pitch to Hare, a fastball high and outside. Just misses that high outside corner. The 1-0 now from Orta. Swung on and roped into right field. That one's going to fall. The first baseman, Hunter Cole, made a leaping try at it, but it's going to fall down. Alonso on his way to third as McDonald waved him around second. And he slides in safely. So now with no outs, Casey Hare records a hit to put runners on the corners for Edenton. Only the second hit of the night for Edenton. And now the DH Shane Easter will dig in. Easter with an impressive start to the season, boasting an average of .357 after just 1 week of TSL play. Looking for his first home run, though. He's got 4 singles and 1 double to his credit. through 5 games. An RBI opportunity early here in the bottom of the second with runners on first and third after the single from Casey Hare to right field. Orta with the 1-0. Easter thought about swinging but wisely laid off as that curveball fell way out of the zone. Almost in the dirt for a called ball 2. Easter awaits the 2-0, swings and ropes that one into deep left field. Back is the left fielder Finn Swafford. It hits off the wall and rolls into left field. Easter's going to pull up to second. Alonso comes in to score from third. Hare all the way up to third from first base. And the Edenton Steamers bring across their first run of the contest. It's 1-0 here at Historic Hicks Field. Easter picks up his second double of the year and pushes up that batting average even further. Starting tonight 1 for 1. And now Aaron Copeland digs in for the first time tonight with 2 runners in scoring position and still no outs for the Steamers after putting 2 hits on the scoreboard here in the bottom of the second. First pitch to Copeland. A fastball up out of the zone. Copeland swings at it and grounds it to the second baseman, but Hare's going to come in to score from third. Copeland may be a little too aggressive on that at-bat, but it brings in a run nevertheless, and Edenton's lead extends to 2. It's a 2-0 on the ground out from Aaron Copeland that scored Casey Hare from third. Now Alan Brown, the catcher out of Presbyterian College, will dig in. Only 1 out here and a runner standing on third, and Easter following his RBI double. And Brown will rope that one to deep left field. Looking up is the left fielder Swafford, and this one is gone. The Steamers offense has caught fire here in the bottom of the second. Alan Brown goes deep for the first time this summer. It's now 4-0 in the bottom of the second over the Old Dominion hitters. I was just about ready to read off the stats for Alan Brown thus far through the season, and didn't even have the chance to get one stat out of my mouth before he blasts a 2-run bomb over the left field wall. He receives a warm welcome back to the dugout. So the Steamers with 3 hits here in the inning, a single, a double, and a home run. And Pedro Orta's day is done. After a solid bottom of the first inning from Pedro Orta, he started to lose his stuff here in the bottom of the second. And before things started to get out of hand early, Old Dominion makes a pitching change. And it's number 20, Seth Branson, the redshirt freshman at Pellissippi State.
Pitching now from Pellissippi State, number 20, Seth Branson.
Branson making his second appearance on the mound for Old Dominion. He threw for 2 whole innings against Tidewater back on Saturday in the 18-9 victory. Allowed 1 hit, walked 2 batters, and struck out 2. 3 runs came in to score on his watch. Only 1 of them was earned. Branson played in the field for Old Dominion against Edenton in the inaugural contest between these two. He went 2 for 4 with a strikeout. Branson out of Bearden High School, hometown of Knoxville, Tennessee. The 6'2", 172-pound freshman comes in with no runners on following the 2-run bomb from Alan Brown. That now brings up the 9-hole hitter Adam Fine, the right fielder. Before we get going here following the pitching substitution, JT Inskeep and Branson having a little discussion on the mound. Adam Fine will be the first batter Branson will face out of the bullpen. Fine, another player on this roster still looking for his first extra base hit. Comes in with a 200 average with 2 singles and 3 RBIs, along with 5 walks. and 4 strikeouts. He went 0 for 2 against Greenbrier with a walk and a strikeout. Make it 2 walks, in fact, as he takes the first pitch from Branson out of the bullpen for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 now to Fine. Fastball high and in. Fine having to raise his arms out of the way to avoid being struck. So the count moves to 2-0. The 2-0. Another fastball. This one a little bit lower, but still inside in the right-hander's hitter's box. So count moves to 3-0 against this right fielder, Adam Fine. Waiting in the on-deck circle, the leadoff hitter, Brody Rubenstein, who's 1 for 1 today. Fine takes the 3-0 all the way for strike 1. The 3-1 swung on and grounded softly down the third base line. So the count full now with 3 balls and 2 strikes. No runners on and only 1 away after the Steamers have already brought 4 runs across. Following a single from Casey Hare after Alan Alonso was hit by a pitch to open up the inning. Shane Easter doubled following Hare's single. Fine swinging at the 3-2 and pops that one up in the air over the infield, drifting into foul territory by third base, and that one's going to fall out of play. So Fine lives to see another pitch. Alan Brown belted his first homer of the season on a first pitch swing that sent the ball over the left field wall to extend the lead from 2-0 to 4-0. And now Adam Fine looking to record a hit in his first plate appearance and work that average over 200. Branson looking to put Fine away with the 3-2. That one behind Fine, as Branson must have lost the grip on it. And Fine will take first base on a base on balls. Now Brody Rubenstein, who was 1 for 1 today, steps back in to the left-handed hitter's box. Before today's contest, Rubenstein came in with a 154 average, so definitely looking to just make good contact in this game and find a way to boost that average a bit. He also came in with 6 strikeouts. Went 0 for 1 against Greenbrier on Saturday. Now a runner on first and still just 1 out. Rubenstein looks to extend the inning, as the double play ball is in order for the Old Dominion hitters. Rubenstein takes the first pitch for a ball high and away. The 1-0. Fine with a big lead there from first, but no movement as Rubenstein takes the second pitch for ball 2. If you're hearing barking, it is Dog Park in the Park night here at Historic Hicks Field. Fans encouraged to bring their furry friends along with them to tonight's contest. Swinging at the 2-0 is Rubenstein, but he just barely foul tips it down the first baseline. A good question I'm wondering is, what are we doing with the waste of these animals? I was not answered that question. We don't have restrooms for them. Fine on his way from first on the 2-1 as Rubenstein skies that one in the air towards the Old Dominion dugout. But it'll fall without a play made, so Fine will have to head back to first base on the foul ball from Rubenstein. I would hope people are bringing bags or scoopers for their pets. Lord knows I will not be involved in cleaning that up at the end of this game. That is far out of my pay grade. The 2-2 to Rubenstein. Swung on, and that one's drilled to right field. And it's going to fall and rattle up against the wall. Fine rounding second. He'll head to third base, and he'll hold up as Rubenstein makes his way up to second. So in his second at-bat, Rubenstein with a 1-out double to put runners in scoring position, with Fine now standing on third and Rubenstein on second. Rubenstein with a hot start to today's contest after coming in following a lackluster week at the plate. He's got a single and a double already to his credit, and now Jared Kaufman, who grounded out in his opening plate appearance, steps back into the box. with an RBI opportunity, now with 2 runners in scoring position, and only 1 away. 4 hits in the inning now for Edenton. First pitch to Kaufman is a breaking ball that started high inside, but eventually found its way back inside the zone, called for strike 1. The 0-1. Fastball taken for strike 2. So Seth Branson with a pair of nice looking pitches to set Kaufman behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. No double play possibility as the runners for Edenton stand on second and third, and only 1 away. So all Kaufman has to do is put a ball in play to bring yet another run home for the Steamers. The 0-2 swung on and missed by Kaufman, and not the best looking swing there from Jared Kaufman as he's set down on 3 pitches. And now Houston Wright, who struck out in his first at-bat, only his 3rd strikeout of the season, will dig in with an RBI opportunity, looking to add more to his already 13 collected on the season. This is a at-bat that's going to make the Old Dominion coaches hold their breath the entire time. With 2 runners on, already trailing by 4. First pitch looked like a slider. Had some heat behind it as well, but it falls inside and down towards the toes of Houston Wright. So the count opens up at 1 ball and no strikes. Branson, the 1-0 to Wright. Just outside, maybe a little low as well. So the count moves to 2 balls and no strikes. Well, Wright has definitely shown a proficiency for the long ball. He also has 9 singles on the year. So he takes the 2-0 for ball 3. So maybe Branson pitching around Wright with Alan Alonso waiting on deck. Alonso led off the inning and was hit by a pitch by starter Pedro Orta before he was eventually subbed out. Wright swinging at the 3-2 and grounds it towards the middle of the hole. Zach Morris making a sliding play. The throw to first pulls the first baseman Cole off the bag, and both runners come in to score on the error. So Wright reaches first base safely on a throwing error, and 2 runs come in to score. So the lead now extends to 6-0 here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And we've batted around here in the bottom of the 2nd. Alan Alonso will dig back in after being hit by Pedro Orta in his first plate appearance at the very beginning of this bottom of the 2nd frame. Only 1 runner on now in Houston Wright following the reach on an error. So Wright still yet to collect his first hit today. Big swing and a miss there from Alan Alonso to open up the AB. He falls behind 0-1. Two outs for the Steamers, but 6 runs already come across the score. The 0-1 taken high and maybe a bit tight as well. Count moves to even, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. High and tight again, a fastball taken for ball 2. Alonso started this season in a pretty slow manner. He started 1 for 5 in the opening 2 games, but really found his groove against Greenbrier after a solo shot as he sends that one high and deep down the left field line, but that one's going to be way foul and even over the Steamers bullpen down in right field. So the count even out, 2 balls and 2 strikes as 2 litters the board. 2 litters the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. I'm sorry, I'm having some trouble speaking today, which I'm not okay because this is what I get paid to do here. The 2-2 with a runner on. Hits Alonso again. So in back-to-back plate appearances for Alan Alonso, he's hit by a pitch. So yet to have an official at-bat. That's got to be a bit frustrating for Alan Alonso, as I'm sure he's trying to boost the average just a bit as it sits at around 308. Still solid average, but Alonso a prolific offensive player. Looking to bring that up even more, as I'm sure he knows he can. So now 2 runners on for Edenton. Alonzo at first, Wright on second, following his reach on an error, and Casey Hare, who singled for the first hit of the inning and second hit of the contest for the Steamers, will dig in again. First pitch taken for a strike, middle away. The 0-1 to Hare. That one skied into center field. Routine fly out for the shortstop as Gulisano gets under it and makes the catch for the third and final out of the inning. But not before the Steamers do some serious damage. 6 runs come across the plate for Edenton as they take a 6-0 lead here at home. 4 hits for Edenton in the bottom of the second and 1 error on part of the Old Dominion hitters. 2 runners left on as well for Edenton. We head to the top of the third. 6-0 our score here at Historic Hicks Field. My name is Patrick Foster, listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
Okay, good. So my question.
Josiah Seitler back on the mound for his third inning of work. Zach Wojnarowski, the right fielder, would dig in for the first time tonight. Wojnarowski had 2 doubles against Edenton in their previous matchup. And the hitters looking to him to get the offense going as he hits a frozen rope down the third base line, but it drifts foul. So 0-1 is the count to the right fielder Wojnarowski out of Thomas Nelson Community College. The 0-1. Taken for strike 2. As Wojnarowski shakes his head. Not sure if he disagreed with the call or was upset at himself for not taking a chop. The 0-2 from Seitler. Change up there. Outside the zone. The 1-2 now from Seitler is just barely fouled off back into the net behind home plate. So Wojnarowski keeps the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 close, but called ball 2, so the count even now to the right fielder. The 2-2 swung on and fouled back. The swing on the 2-2, grounded softly to Kaufman at second. Fielded cleanly and makes the throw over to first. Route number 1.
Shortstop Vietnam, number 3, Zach Morris.
Back to the top of the order, Zach Morris will step in as he takes a big cut, but misses everything for strike 1. The 0-1. taking for ball one, as that one's high above the zone. Morris struck out, but was thrown out on a drop third strike down to first by Allen Brown. Fouls off the third pitch. A fastball was behind it, and the count moves to 1-2. Tonight's hitter's shortstop. Seitler looking for back-to-back outs. 1-2 is a breaking ball. That misses the zone, so the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. Fouled off again. So Morris doing a nice job of working Seitler's pitch count. No runners on here for Old Dominion as they trail by 6. 6-0 the score following the 6-run bottom of the second from Edenton. The 2-2 now from Seitler is swung on and fouled off again. Morris not making this an easy out for Josiah Seitler. He will not go down without a fight, as the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes with just 1 away here in the top of the third. Pitch on its way from Seitler again. That one's a breaking ball that fell a little too far inside and low, so the count moves to 3-2 as Morris has put a really quality at bat together here. The 3-2 taken for ball 4. Gotta love what you saw from Zach Morris there after he fell behind in the count early. Fouled off a couple of tough pitches to stay alive.
Second base.
And forced a couple of off-speed pitches out of the zone from Josiah Seitler to work himself a walk with 1 away. So now Old Dominion with their first base runner of the inning, with just 1 away. And now Austin Elledge swinging at the first pitch, skies that one to right center. That one's carrying off the top of the wall, and that one's going to be ruled a home run. So a first pitch, first swing home run for Austin Elledge off the pitch from Josiah Seitler. It's the first home run Seitler has surrendered on the year. And the offense coming alive here for Old Dominion, as it's now just a 4-run lead for the Steamers, 6-2. On just the second hit of the contest for Old Dominion. Now Hunter Cole, the first baseman, also first pitch swinging, but he gets under it and pops it into shallow center. Brody Rubenstein making his way under it, loses his hat in the process. But thanks to the overcast here in Edenton, no sunshine to take his eye off of it as he puts away the second out of the inning. And now Alberto Sanchez will dig back in. Sanchez takes the first pitch, a breaking ball that falls a little outside the zone. The 1-0, taken for ball 2. The 2-0 now. Cut at and fouled back into the netting. So the first strike to Sanchez. Two now, swung on and grounded right back to Seitler. Nice reaction there as he fields it, flips it over to the first baseman Alonso for the third and final out, but not before the hitters finally bring some runners across here in the top of the third inning. 2 runs come across off the first pitch, first swing Austin Elledge bomb to left center field. 2 runs come across on just 1 hit No runners left on for the hitters and no errors on part of the Steamers. We head to the bottom of the third inning, a 4-run contest that sees your Steamers ahead 6-2. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Shane Easter back in the box after doubling in his previous at-bat.
Designated base of Michigan, number 13, Shane Easter.
Easter came in with an average above 350. And following the double, has to be somewhere around 360, 364, I would say. But I'm not necessarily a great math guy, so guessing isn't necessarily the smartest idea. As Easter gets plunked on the opening pitch of the inning from Seth Branson on the mound for his second inning of work. The head coach for Old Dominion is going to come out. The rest of the infield not coming in. So we'll see if this is a pitching change or just a discussion. Old Dominion's coach looks a little bit heated out there. I'm sure he might be. As Edenton posted 6 runs in the bottom of the second. And it all started with a hit by pitch against Alan Alonso, so I'm sure he's looking to avoid another 6 spot here in the bottom of the third from his opponent. Aaron Copeland will dig in. The third baseman tonight, 0 for 1 with a RBI ground out to second. Copeland with an average below .08 following the ground out, as he came into today with a .083 batting average. First pitch is taken for a ball inside. Got away from the catcher Inskeep, but Easter with a late reaction won't even make an attempt. Down to second. Copeland just with 1 single at the plate that came all the way back on the 24th against Tidewater, and a 1 for 4 effort at the plate from Copeland. Swinging at the 1-0, a hard ground ball to the hot corner at third. He makes the play over to second for the first out. The throw from second to first is in time for a double play. So Copeland, after grounding out in the first appearance at the plate, grounds into a double play in his second plate appearance. He's really struggling to start the season, but he's definitely someone that opponents don't want to see get hot. When you watch Copeland's batting practices, he's someone that could flip to either the right or left side of the plate, though he takes most of his cuts in games, all of his cuts in game from the right side of the plate. In BP, left or right, he will send moonshots out of this ballpark, so it's probably just going to take 1 hit to get him going. But Alan Brown back in for his second time tonight. Took a first pitch all the way over the left field wall for a 2-run bomb. His first home run of the year. They made it 4-0 in the bottom of the second. Now he's behind 1-2 following the first 3 pitches of the at-bat, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. The 1-2 on its way from Branson, taken for ball 2. It was a big double play there for Seth Branson after hitting Shane Easter on the first pitch of the inning. I'm sure it helped him settle back down on the bump just a little bit, as he's got Brown in an even count 2-2. Brown wisely lays off the 2-2, takes it low and inside for ball 3. Looked like a fastball there from Branson. All lights lit up. Ball striking out. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs with no runners on for Edenton here in the bottom of the third. Brown looking to keep the inning alive. 3-2, fought off down the third baseline and foul. So the count sits at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Brown rips another one down to left. It's going to bounce off the wall. It's going to stay in play. Brown's going to make his way around first, head into second, sliding in safely. So Alan Brown hot to start today. A 2-run blast and a 2-out double here in the bottom of the third inning. With 2 outs. Brown keeps the inning alive for the Steamers offense, and now Adam Fine with another opportunity. Fine walked off a 3-2 count in his opening plate appearance. Was almost hit on the 4th ball, as it was a fastball that really got away from Seth Branson and flew behind the back of Adam Fine in the right-handed hitter's box. Fine takes the first pitch just above the strike zone for ball 1. Gotta love what you're seeing, though, from Alan Brown to start, as he came in today with a 286 average. Not anything to scoff at, to say the least. Fine grounds a hard ground ball to the shortstop, Zach Morris. Nice throw from the shortstop over to first in time for the third and final out. 1 hit for the Steamers on the double from Alan Brown. 1 runner left on. It was Brown at second. No runs come across to score for Edenton, and no errors on part of the Old Dominion hitters. We go now to the top of the 4th inning. 6-2 our score here in Edenton. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Vidant Health is your hometown healthcare provider. With 8 community hospitals across eastern North Carolina, Vidant is happy to serve you for any of your healthcare needs. Vidant also offers numerous wellness center facilities which allow for exercise rehabilitation activities. Be sure to visit your local Vidant centers in Edenton or Windsor and hit a home run with your healthcare provider today. The Steamers up 6-2 to start the top of the 4th inning. Josiah Seitler back on the mound for his 4th inning of work. Edenton looking to come away with the victory after dropping their previous contest on Saturday, 7-6 against Greenbrier here at home. Edenton will play their first game on the road against Greenbrier tomorrow. Edenton playing a lot of home games because of the current pandemic that has shut down quite a few ballparks for teams in this league. We're lucky enough to have a ballpark to play in here in Edenton. First pitch to the AB to number 28, Jerry Hammonds, who doubled in his first plate appearance, is taken, or is recorded as a strike as he swung and missed. So they're behind in the count, 0-1. Second pitch is a breaking ball that almost hit Hammonds, but was able to scoot out of the way in time in the right-handed hitter's box. So the count moves to 1-1. Fans, I think I should mention, I definitely should mention, that tomorrow's game will go without a broadcast for your Edenton Steamers, as Greenbrier will not have the proper necessities for a broadcast. they're doing the best they can to get their home broadcast set up. So hopefully later in the season, we'll be able to do a road broadcast up in Greenbrier. They will travel there again. The 1-2 is swung on and skied in the air down the left field line, but it'll bounce off the top of the concession stand as the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 on its way, fouled off.
Mascot race contestants to the information booth.
Hammond's looking to record his second hit of the game tonight. After the double in his last plate appearance, the 1-2 from Seitlers swung on and skied in the air, just above the outfield grass on the cusp between the infield dirt and the grass in the outfield. Jared Kaufman, the center fielder, tracking over to his left to record the first out.
21, JT Inskeep.
And now JT Inskeep will step up to the plate. Inskeep walked back in the second inning following the double from Jerry Hammonds in the same frame. But now with no one on and 1 out, Inskeep takes the first pitch from Seitler for ball 1. The 1-0. Cut at and fouled off into the net. The 1 ball, 1 strike pitch from Seitler, a curveball that wound up too high above the zone for ball 2. Inskeep with just 1 single on the season, along with 1 home run. So just 2 hits in 10 at-bats. Inskeep also made an appearance on the mound for Old Dominion against Tidewater back on Saturday. He threw for 2 full innings, allowed just 1 earned run. The 2-1 taken from Inskeep for ball 3 as it wound up in the left-handed hitter's box across from him. Inskeep allowed just 1 hit and 1 walk. And struck out 2 against Tidewater on Saturday. The 3-2. Fouled off. Inskeep putting another solid at-bat against Josiah Seitler here for Old Dominion. There have been quite a few of those. Just not many of them have resulted in a Old Dominion hitter working his way on base. The full count pitch from Seitler swung on and skied up in the air, but drifting foul and out of play towards the first baseline bleachers. So the count sits at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Seitler with the 3-2 once again. In the dirt, taken for ball 4. Seitler asking for the umpire to appeal down to the first base umpire, which he does, but he'll wave off the swinging attempt, so Inskeep works a walk with 1 out, and now Finn Swafford, the left fielder, will step back in. Swafford struck out looking in his first plate appearance in the bottom of the second. Connor Daly, the pitching coach for Edenton, and Alan Brown, the catcher, talking things over with Seitler on the mound. One out here for Old Dominion with a runner on first. Following the walk to JT Inskeep, Finn Swafford looking to avoid grounding into a double play, as it is in order for the Steamers infield. Takes the first pitch for a called strike 1. Seitler now with the 0-1. Big swing and a miss there from Swafford to fall behind 0-2. Still just one out. One runner on, no runners come across in the inning for Old Dominion. No hits either. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The second out recorded via swinging strikeout from Finn Swafford. His second time striking out today, first time looking. As he went down, first time swinging, excuse me. Because the first time he struck out was looking. Back in the bottom of the second. Now Alex Gulisano steps back in once again. First pitch to Gulisano is way inside, having to dance out of the way. Called ball 1. Gulisano grounded out to Jared Kaufman at second in his first plate appearance. Recorded as the third out of the bottom of the second. Takes the second pitch for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes, one run with 1 out, 2 out. As Gulisano fouls off the 2-0 behind home plate, so the count moves to 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. The pitch from Seitler. In on the hands, but Gulisano went around anywhere and fouled it off. Clearly frustrated himself, as that surely would have been called ball 3 had he held up. But instead, the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and 1 runner on first in JT Inskeep, following his 1-out walk. The pitch on its way from Seitler, swung on and fouled off behind the Old Dominion dugout down the first base line. That one's going to wind up on East Freemason Street. Seitler with the 2-2 once again. Swing and miss. So Gulisano goes down swinging. 1 runner left on. No hits for Old Dominion as no runners come across. 1 runner left on first and no errors on part of the Edenton Steamers. We head to the bottom of the 4th. The Steamers with a chance to extend their 4-run lead at 6-2 in favor of your hometown Clams. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Brody Rubenstein back in the box. A single and a double to his credit tonight, as the Steamers kick off the bottom of the 4th with the top of the order. Seth Branson back on the mound once again for Old Dominion, as they still trail by 4. The Steamers an opportunity to add to their 4-run lead here in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch to Rubenstein taken for a called strike 1. Late decision there from the umpire behind the plate, but Rubenstein falls behind. No balls and 1 strike. Branson with the 0-1. Swung on and ripped into right field. That one's going to fall in the infield, but roll into right for Rubenstein's second single of the day. And that'll be the 7th hit for Edenton in the contest in just 4 innings. Not even 4 full. And now Jared Kaufman looking for his first hit today. Grounded out in his first plate appearance. Struck out swinging in just 3 pitches in his second appearance. But no outs here with Rubenstein standing on first following his third hit tonight, a single. Rubenstein being extremely aggressive tonight at the plate, but it's worked out for him thus far. Kaufman skies a fly ball into left field. Swafford making his way towards the foul line, but putting it away. Rubenstein tagging up from first and making his way to second as Swafford fell asleep there in left field. Wasn't paying attention, and Rubenstein taking advantage of the lack of attention out in left and also his speed. Nice awareness there from Rubenstein, and gotta love the aggression between Rubenstein and Marshall McDonald. Old Dominion's head coach will walk out to Branson on the mound. Inskeep will join him. It looks like that'll do it for Seth Branson. Just over 2 innings of work for Branson as he comes out. The Edenton Steamers still lead by 4, 6-2, with Rubenstein still standing on second base. New pitcher in for Edenton, or excuse me, for Old Dominion. Number 38, excuse me. It'll be Andrew Melnick, the left-hander out of Longwood University. Melnick made an appearance against the Steamers back on the 25th. He threw for 3 1/3 of an inning, allowed no runs on just 1 hit, walked just 1 batter, and struck out 5. And has not made an appearance on the mound for Old Dominion since. Melnick, a rising junior at Longwood University in 2020, collected 6 and just 2/3 of an innings pitched due to the abbreviation of the season. Allowed 13 hits, 15 runs came across the score on his watch, but only 13 of them were earned. Allowed 9 walks, struck out 6 batters, and hit just 1 batter at the plate. In high school, he was named to the Perfect Game All-Tournament team at the 2017 WWBA 17U National Championship in Cartersville, Georgia, and earned first-team All-Conference honors during his junior season. When you look at the numbers Melnick had against Edenton back on the 25th, it's clear as to why he hasn't made an appearance yet since. As of right now, Edenton proving to be the best team in the league, simply based off of record, runs scored. So Old Dominion saving someone who proved to be one of their better arms against this extremely offensively gifted Edenton Steamer squad. Melnick's first at-bat will be against Houston Wright, who's still looking for his first hit today. Rubenstein on his way to third. The throw down is in time. And that'll be the second out of the inning for Edenton. It's the second time today Rubenstein's been thrown out stealing. The 1-0 to Wright is hit on a line down the first base line. It's going to sneak back past the outstretched glove of Hunter Cole and roll all the way into the corner down by right field. Wright's going to pull up to second with a stand-up double, and he extends that hitting streak to 6 games. Make it the second double of the season for Houston Wright as he trots over to head coach and third base coach Marshall McDonald to hand him the elbow guard. Now Alan Alonso, who is yet to have an official at-bat tonight. He's been hit at the plate twice in 2 plate appearances. So Alonso looking to bring in an RBI with Wright now in scoring position. Big swing at the first pitch, a breaking ball. And he comes up empty. So he falls behind in the count. No balls and a strike. Melnick checking on the runner and Wright at second. The pitch to Alonso, another big cut. He was pretty off that one as he missed everything and falls behind 0-2. Alonso looking to keep the inning alive for Edenton. The 0-2. skied in the air above home plate, but that one will drift foul back behind the grandstand.
You're looking for Lincoln dealer and your friend in the car business.
Alonso fouls that one off as well, so the count will sit at 0-2. (0-2) still the count to Alan Alonso. The pitch on its way from Melnick. And it's taken for a called strike 3. Alan Alonso can't really believe it, neither can I, as that one wound up way inside towards his knees. But it's a called strike 3 for the third and final out of the inning. No runs come across to score, runner left on off 2 hits from the Edenton Steamers. No errors on part of the Old Dominion hitters. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Steamers still lead by 4 at 6-2 on Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. The Albemarle Area United Way is a nonprofit organization that improves residents' lives in 9 counties throughout northeastern North Carolina. This year, the Steamers have partnered up with the United Way and are looking forward to helping raise money for their services. On Thursday, July 2nd, the Steamers will be wearing specially themed patriotic jerseys for their game. The jerseys will be auctioned off during the game, and all proceeds will go back to the Albemarle Area United Way. If you'd like to have one of these one-of-a-kind jerseys, be sure to be here that night, Thursday, July 2nd, and support a good cause. New pitcher on the bump for the Edenton Steamers. It's Nick Roser, the rising junior at Catawba Valley Community College. First batter he'll face ropes a line drive into left field, and that one's going to fall and work its way down the line all the way to the wall. Right with a throw into second. An unbelievable throw there from right. That, had it not pulled Kaufman just a foot off the bag, might have been in time to tag the runner out, but a nice hit there from Zach Wojnarowski, his 3rd double of the season against the Steamers. Now back to the top of the order for Old Dominion, Zach Morris, who takes the first pitch from Nick Roser for a ball. Morris walked in his previous plate appearance back in the 3rd inning, struck out in the top of the 1st as the leadoff hitter. Softly bounces a ground ball to Kaufman at second. Throw over to first in time for the first out, but meanwhile, Wojnarowski moves up to 3rd. Roser made his last appearance against Tidewater back on the 26th. Threw for just 1 whole inning, allowed 1 hit, walked 2 batters, and struck 2 out. And has already allowed a hit here through his first 1/3 of an inning of work. First pitch to Austin Elledge, who homered to center field back in the top of the 3rd. It was a 2-run blast to Elledge. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. The 1-0 now to Elledge from Roser. An off-speed pitch that had Elledge way out in front of it. Swinging strike one. The 1-1 from Roser. Just caught that high outside corner for strike two. One ball, two strikes, a runner on third. Roser with the 1-2. A ground ball sent to Kaufman, and it's going to take an awkward hop off of his right leg. It rolls into right field. Fine fields it, makes the throw over to second in time, but Hare lost control over the baseball as Elledge slid into the glove. Completely legal play there from Elledge. And the run comes in to score from third, so the score moves to 6-3 in favor of the Steamers. They're going to rule that an error on part of Jared Kaufman. Just his second error of the season. The runner stands on second in Austin Elledge following the RBI. Hunter Cole with a big swing and a miss at the first pitch from Roser. Sun is set here at Historic Hicks Field. Wind blowing gently out to left. The 0-1 on its way. Taken in the other batter's box for ball one. One hit, for Old Dominion here in the inning. And a reach on an error from Austin Elledge to score a run. Cole takes the third pitch for a called strike two on the inside black. The 1-2 on its way. Swung on and lined hard in between first and second. Elledge is going to round third, but he'll hold up before coming all the way in as the throw comes in from Fine to keep runners on the corners following the single from Hunter Cole. Cole now 1 for 3 in the contest. Alberto Sanchez, the man you want at the plate if you're Old Dominion, will take his third hack at things. He's grounded out in his first two plate appearances, first to third, and the second time right back to the pitcher's mound for the third out of the inning in the top of the third. That'll be a pass ball. Elledge making his way home. Brown's going to try flipping it to Roser, who doesn't make it to home plate in time. Cole, the runner at first, makes his way up to second. And now it's just a two-run advantage for the Steamers. 6-4 in the top of the fifth. But just one hit for Old Dominion here in the inning. Roser with the 1-0 to Sanchez. Skied in the air to deep right field. Moving back is Fine. Looking up at the track, at the wall, jumping attempt. It's gone! Alberto Sanchez ties it up with a home run off a 1-0 pitch from Nick Roser. 4 runs have come across in the inning for Old Dominion. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a ball game. It's 6-6. Alberto Sanchez goes deep against the Steamers for the second time this year. And now Jerry Hammonds, who doubled in his last plate appearance, will come up with just 1 out in the inning. 2 hits for Old Dominion thus far through the top of the fifth. They've put 4 runs up, and it's tied 6-6. First pitch from Roser to Hammonds is a strike. Looked like a curveball. Started a bit high in the zone, wound up in the bottom outside corner. Nice pitch there from Roser following the 2-run blast. Hammonds swings and fouls off the 0-1, so he's behind in the count 0-2. Sanchez with his second home run against the Steamers. It's also his second 2-run home run. First one was to deep center back on the 25th, this time to right. Hammonds takes the 0-2 for a ball. The count now 1-2.
That's fun. That's fun. Yeah. See, they don't want back.
One ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. The pitch to Hammonds. Looked like a slider. That wound up too far outside the zone, so the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. With no runners on following the 2-run blast from Alberto Sanchez, the DH for Old Dominion. The 2-2. Hits Hammonds in the back. Roser starting to lose his composure. As Hammonds will take first base free of charge. Following the hit by pitch, Connor Daly, Alan Brown making their way out to the mound. And I'd be surprised if we see Nick Roser continue here in the top of the 5th. Daly and Roser with the previously established relationship as Daly, an assistant coach at Catawba Valley. Doesn't look like it's going to be anything more than a mound visit. As I'm sure that's what Daly is doing intentionally. He wants Roser to feel as though he does have his support, which I'm sure he already knows, given the previous relationship. But here in the summer, I'm sure Daly wants to make sure Roser knows that there is room for error. And he wants him to come back strong here with still 1 out. The double play ball in order with a runner standing on first following the hit by pitch. Roser will remain on the bump. So despite Roser's struggles here in the top of the 5th, you have to like what you see from the Edenton coaching staff, trusting in their relief pitcher and trying to let him close out the inning. Broken bat, line drive to Hare at short. He'll try to double off the runner at first. The throw is in time. What a play from Casey Hare at short. Jerry Hammonds, for some reason, started taking off from first base. Everyone else in the ballpark knew that one was going to wind up in the glove of Casey Hare. And Hare with the presence of mind to make a quick throw right over to first for the final out of the inning. A big out for Nick Roser and the Edenton Steamers as 4 runs come across for Old Dominion, with much thanks going to Alberto Sanchez's 2-run shot with 1 out. 3 hits for the hitters in the inning, and 1 error on part of the Edenton Steamers. No runners left on base. We head now to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Steamers now have to work themselves back the lead they once held, as it's a tied ball game, 6 runs apiece. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. We'll be back shortly at Historic Hicks Field. Casey Hare, who just made a phenomenal defensive play, catching a line drive that sawed off JT Inskeep and doubled up Jerry Hammonds at first, will step in as the first batter against Andrew Melnick here in the bottom of the 5th inning, following a 4-run top of the 5th from the Old Dominion hitters that saw Alberto Sanchez go yard for the 2nd time this season against Edenton. The 1-1 pitch is taken low and in for ball 2. The 2-1 taken for strike 2, so the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sanchez moves now to 3 homers on the season following the blast in the top of the 5th. The 2-2 to Hare, swung on and missed. Not the healthiest tack in the world there from Casey Hares. He goes down swinging. And now Shane Easter. Step back up. Easter 1 for 1 today with a double back in the bottom of the second. He was hit by a pitch and thrown out in the midst of a double play in the 4th inning. So looking to go 2 for 2 in this plate appearance. First pitch swinging, comes up empty, falls behind 0-1. The 0-1 on its way to Easter. Inside, looked like it might have painted the black there, but it's taken for ball 1. Melnick now with the 1-1 to Easter. Easter held up, realizes he should have gone around as the 1-1 taken for strike 2. Nice change up there from Andrew Melnick to set Easter in the hole now. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 away already here in the bottom of the 5th. The 1-2. Cut at and fouled behind the grandstand.
Locations Plymouth, Williamston, and Edenton.
Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch now from Andrew Melnick, the left-hander. Off-speed pitch. Looked like that one came in at just over 65, 67 miles an hour, somewhere in that area. Count now 2-2 to Easter. Easter fouls off the 2-2 pitch. So the count will sit exactly where it is. The 2-2 from Melnick. Swung on and belted to left field. Looking up as the left fielder now Doug Ott, and this one is out of here. Shane Easter 2 for 2 tonight with a double and a solo blast to give the Steamers back a lead. It's now 7-6, Fighting Clams. They sound the horn here in Edenton. Shane Easter picks up his first home run as a member of the Edenton Steamers. And he does it as tonight's designated hitter. They're clamming it up in the dugout. If you notice the clam motion that the Steamers do after home runs and big hits, they'll raise 2 hands, and I don't know how to better describe it than clam them. I really, maybe like talking hands, but they call it clam it up. And an appropriate gesture following the solo shot from Shane Easter, and a big swing there from Aaron Copeland in his 3rd plate appearance, as he was taking out every frustration he's ever had in his life on that pitch. Any person that's ever wronged Aaron Copeland, he thought about on that swing. The 0-1 taken for ball 1. Copeland still looking for his first hit in the ball game. Grounded out to second in his opening appearance and grounded into a double play back in the 4th. The 1-1 now to Copeland. Swung on and fouled off, so the count quickly moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Copeland, not a guy that sees too many pitches in his at-bats. Aggressive offense, or aggressive early in counts. You don't really see him operate much in 2-2 or even 3-2 counts. The 1-2 is swung on. That one's a line to left. Ott is going to play it off the wall. Copeland rounding first. He's going to head to second. No, he'll hold up halfway wisely as that one rattled hard off the wall. Doug Ott in left played it perfectly and made the throw in time to hold Copeland up at first. So he records a single following the Shane Easter solo home run. And Alan Brown, who went deep back in the 2nd inning to bring home 2 runs, will step back in with a runner on first, and Aaron Copeland following the 1-out single. That was a deep single from Copeland as it rattled off the wall on the fly. First pitch to Brown. Big swing there on the changeup that looked to be on the inside part of the plate. And a miss, so the count quickly moves to 0-1. Melnick working quickly the 0-1, high and tight. Brown having to pull his hands in out of the way to avoid being struck. Count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner on first, 1 away. One run already come across the score for Edenton. Shane Easter, solo home run, his first of the year. Throw over from Melnick to first is not in time. Copeland stands up safely. The 1-1 on its way to Brown. Swung on and fouled off. So the count now in Melnick's favor on the mound. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Edenton has doubled the production at the plate in terms of hits of Old Dominion. 10-5 in that category. As Brown takes the 1-2 high and inside for ball 2. Count even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 on its way from Melnick. Taking for ball 3. Nice job by Brown after falling behind in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes to work the count full. With a runner on first and Aaron Copeland following the 1-out single. The 3-2. Swung on and missed. Nice comeback pitch there from Copeland. And Brown is set down on strikes swinging. So 2 away now for the Edenton Steamers with 1 already come across the plate in the inning. And Copeland standing over on first following his single to left field. Now Adam Fine digs back in. Fine 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to short for the 3rd and final out of the bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch swinging, and he's going to ground a single in the left. So Fine picks up his first hit of the day. Liked what he saw off the first pitch from Andrew Melnick. Picks up the Steamers' 11th hit of the contest and puts Copeland in scoring position, now standing on second base. Brody Rubenstein, who's 3 for 3 today, with a single and a double, with yet another opportunity, this time also an RBI opportunity, with Copeland standing on first, or on second, and Fine on first. Rubenstein tried to bunt there, but fouls it off. Rubenstein snuck that bunt attempt in there well. Maybe not quickly enough as it hits off the end of the bat. Dribbles the opposite way. Rubenstein behind in the count, 0-1. Second pitch, a pitch out, nothing doing. Still 1-1 to Brody Rubenstein. Pitch on its way from Melnick. Taking inside for ball 2. If Rubenstein can find a way to bring in Copeland from second, it would be an excellent response from the Steamers offense following the 4-run top of the 5th from Old Dominion. Melnick with the 2-1 to Rubenstein. Right down the heart of the plate for ball 2. 2's litter the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with 2 runners on. Here in the top of the 6th inning, Steamers lead 7-6. Thanks to the solo shot from Shane Easter. Two. Swing and a miss by Rubenstein. He'll go down swinging. It's a drop third strike, but all Inskeep has to do is pick it up and tag Rubenstein out at the plate for the 3rd and final out of the inning. 1 run comes across thanks to the Shane Easter solo home run. 2 hits for the Edenton Steamers. No errors on part of the Old Dominion hitters. 2 runners left on. We go to the top of the 6th. 7-6 is the score. Your hometown Clams hold a slim 1-run lead. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
process to do that.
Regulator Marine is a locally owned and operated boat builder who crafts the best center console sports fishing boats in the business. Built in North Carolina and tested against the challenging conditions of the Outer Banks, Regulator boats are seriously tough sport fishers, known for their exceptional fit and finish, as well as a dry, soft, and comfortable ride. Designed for ultimate fishability, incredible comfort, and serious performance at every turn, each boat in their line delivers maximum versatility as you pursue the offshore life. Nick Roser back on the mound for his second inning of work for the Edenton Steamers. After allowing 4 earned runs in the top of the 5th, that saw the hitters crawl back into the contest and tie it up at 6-6 before Shane Easter responded with a solo blast to left field to give the Steamers the lead right back. It's now 7-6. 1-1 on its way from Roser is grounded softly to Hare at short. He'll field it with one hand and make the throw over to first. So that'll be the first out of the inning. Off the bat of Doug Ott in Ott's first plate appearance.
Center fielder from Eastern Mennonite, number 18, Alex Gulisano.
Gulisano now stepping in. Gulisano struck out his last time up in 3 pitches. First pitch from Roser is roped to the third baseman, Copeland, who leaps in the air and brings it down. He just took extra bases away there from Gulisano. Phenomenal defensive play by Copeland there at the hot corner.
Oh my God.
Some impressive defensive plays from the Steamers defense tonight, particularly the infield. And that one coming from Aaron Copeland at third. Now 2 outs quickly for Old Dominion to start the top of the 6th inning. I'm still shaking off that play. My goodness, Aaron Copeland. Wojnarowski takes the first pitch for a ball, second pitch a ball as well. A breaking ball in the dirt. The 2-0. Taken on the outer half of the zone, but called for strike 1. So the count moves to 2-1. Crowd still buzzing from that play from Aaron Copeland at first. That one was hit on a rope, an absolute laser. The 2-1. Chopped to the shortstop Hare. Make the throw over to the first, and Hare makes 2 out of the 3 of the inning. No hits, no runners left on, no runs come across to score as they go down 1-2-3 to the hitters. No errors on part of the Edenton Steamers. A couple of pretty defensive plays from your Fighting Clams. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, score 7-6 as we honor our nation's veterans here at Historic Hicks Field. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Andrew Melnick back on the mound. We had another inning of work. Jared Kaufman, the leadoff hitter in the inning. Following a 1-2-3 inning on behalf of the Old Dominion hitters offense. Not one strikeout, but not one hit made it past the infield as Casey Hare made 2 of the 3 outs at shortstop and Aaron Copeland made a leaping snag over at third base. Kaufman, first pitch swinging, skies it into straightaway center field. Alex Gulisano makes his way under it and puts it away for the first out. So 1 up, 1 down. As Kaufman now 0 for 3 today with a ground out, a strikeout, and a fly out. And Houston Wright, who doubled in his last plate appearance to extend his hitting streak to 6 games, looks for another with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch swinging from Wright as well, but he comes up empty and falls behind 0-1 to Andrew Melnick. Melnick working quickly, the 0-1. Fouled off, but that one's lofted high in the air over the infield towards the Steamer dugout. Melnick racing over and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down for the Steamers. And we're about to, if Alonso at least records an out here, we will make it through this 7th inning entirely, or sixth inning, excuse me. We'll work our way through this 6th inning in under 10 minutes, which has to be some kind of record. That's all dependent on how Alan Alonso helps his Steamers' offensive cause. First pitch swinging, fouls it off into the net. Melnick with the 0-1 to Alonso. Swings and lifts that one high down the left field line and deep. Ott making his way over into foul territory, but he must have lost it somewhere up there as he threw both hands up, not knowing where it was. And the ball doesn't even fall into play. So Alonso 0-2 in the count to Andrew Melnick with 2 away and no runners on. As Kaufman and Wright, the first 2 batters of the inning, were set down. Waste pitch from Melnick bounces off the shin guard of JT and Skeet behind the plate. Ball 1. The 1-2 from Melnick, looking for the 3rd out. Alonso belts that one to deep left center field. Moving back is the center fielder, Golisano, looking up, but this one is gone. Another home run for the Steamers. Alonso pushes the lead to 2. It's 8-6 for your hometown Clams. And Alonso taking his time there around 3rd, savoring the moment, as he's now 1 for 2 today with a strikeout and 2 bases via hit by pitch. So Alonso, a guy that's shown an impressive ability at the plate when given the opportunity. He's got 6 walks on the season. Now Casey Hare back in the box. Struck out swinging in his last plate appearance. That came before the Shane Easter home run, who currently waits on deck. 8-6 is your score after the Steamers record their 12th hit as a group, courtesy of an Alan Alonso solo home run, his 2nd of the year.
Locations at Plymouth, Williams, and Edenton.
Kerr behind in the count, 0-2. The pitch. Half-hearted swinging attempt. They're going to check down to 3rd. The third base umpire waving it off, so the count moves to 1-2 against the shortstop. One ball, 2 strikes to Hare. The pitch. In the dirt. So the count moves to 2-2 as 2's led to the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And 2 outs with no runners on following the Alan Alonso solo home run for Edenton. Melnick with the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Might have been foul tipped back into Inskeep's glove, but strike 3 nonetheless. 1 hit for the Steamers in the inning. It comes off the bat of Alan Alonso. A solo shot to center field. Steamers bring 1 across on the solo home run and leave none on. No errors on part of Old Dominion. We head to the top of the 7th. Steamers lead by 2. It's 8-6. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
For more details.
Pitching change for your Edenton Steamers to begin the top of the 7th inning. Bringing it back a little early to do this man his due diligence. Jake Rice, who's headed to Kennesaw State in Georgia for his graduate year. Played last year at Presbyterian College, takes the mound for the first time as a Steamer. In 2020 at Presbyterian, he made 4 starts. He collected a total of 15 innings on the mound. 10 runs came across to score on his behalf, 7 of them earned. Allowed 8 hits, 11 walks, struck out 15 batters. Opposing batters hit 3 doubles, 1 triple, and no home runs. He finished the season with a 4.20 ERA. Before Presbyterian College, he played 2 years at Gulf Coast State College, was 25 and 22 overall while finishing 3rd in the FCSAA as he compiled 65 strikeouts. At Hartselle High School, Rice was a runner-up, area champions his junior and senior year. He threw 33 innings with 34 strikeouts during his senior season. And the first batter he'll face out of the pen is number 3, Zach Morris, as we kick off the top of the 7th at the top of the order for Old Dominion. First pitch taken for a ball, second pitch taken for a strike. Swung on for a strike, my bad. The murmurs from this Steamers squad and staff is that Rice is maybe the only or one of few pitchers on this entire staff that's consistently topping out in the low 9s. The 2-1 on the way from Rice. A fastball high above the zone, so the count moves to 2-1. The 2-1. It was a 3-1, excuse me. Taken for ball 4.
Number 7, Austin.
Now Austin Elledge will step back in. Elledge with a solid day today already. He's 1 for 3 with a home run to center field back in the 3rd inning. He reached on an error in his last plate appearance in the top of the 5th. First pitch taken by Elledge for a called strike 1. The 0-1 now. Taken for ball 1, so the count even now at 1 ball and 1 strike to the second baseman headed to St. Andrews, Austin Elledge. The 1-1. High above his head, a bit inside for Elledge. So the count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 runner on, none away for the Old Dominion offense. Elledge taking all the way, but a nice comeback pitch from Jake Rice to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rice working quickly, the 2-2. Swung on and fouled towards the Old Dominion dugout.
I get the points this time. Appreciate that.
Rice will step off the mound again after swapping out baseballs. Count even at 2-2 to Austin Elledge, the man at the plate. Double play ball in order for the Steamers with a man on first and none out. The 2-2. Runner on his way from first down to second. Brown with the pop-up. Throw down to second is in time, but the tag won't matter as the ball flies out of the glove of Jared Kaufman after he tried tagging Elledge on the head. Elledge struck out swinging. And Hunter Cole will step in. Earned an RBI single in his previous at-bat and came around to score along with Alberto Sanchez, courtesy of Sanchez's 2-run bomb back in the top of the 5th. First pitch to Cole, taken for ball 1 above the zone. Jake Rice looking for his second out, the 1-0 to Hunter Cole. Just a bit outside. Count moves to 1-1. The 1-1 from Jake Rice. That one swung on and skied in the air towards deep left. That'll be off the wall in left field, as Houston Wright can't make a play on it. Wright's going to make a throw in, a late throw, as the runner in Zach Morris comes in to score from second. So a nice at-bat there from Hunter Cole against Jake Rice to double in a run and bring this game back to just 1 run. Steamers lead now 8-7. I apologize for my late reaction on the call. I had to look through a bit of a foggy window here in the booth, so I couldn't see exactly what happened out there and left. At least keeping up with the play, but it was a double from Hunter Cole that brought in Zach Morris to score. So the score now 8-7 with the scariest man in this lineup, at least against the Steamers, Alberto Sanchez up at the plate. He's 3 homers on the season, 2 of them coming against Edenton pitchers. One of them coming back in the top of the 5th inning. A 2-run blast to right. The lightning flash over left center field. Swing and a miss there from Alberto Sanchez. So the count quickly moves to 0-2 in favor of Jake Rice, following the RBI double from Hunter Cole. Sanchez with an average well above 470 following the home run. The 0-2 on its way from Rice. Swung on, and that one's chopped towards the middle of the infield, and it's going to squeeze through second. Hunter Cole on his way around third. He's going to come in and score to tie this game up at 8 runs apiece. Alberto Sanchez with his 3rd RBI tonight via a single up the middle. And Jerry Hammonds with another opportunity tonight. Hammonds 1 for 2 after being hit by a pitch in his previous plate appearance. He doubled all the way back in the top of the 2nd inning, but did not come around to score. First pitch swinging, he chops one to Alan Alonso at first, but it squeezes past his glove and into right field. Sanchez is going to hold up at second, as he's not necessarily a speed demon out there on the base paths. Back-to-back hits, back-to-back-to-back hits for the Old Dominion offense. Now 7 total in their team's effort at the plate. 2 runners on for Old Dominion in a tie ball game. And JT Inskeep, the catcher, still looking for his first hit today, as he's walked twice and is 0 for 1 as he lined out to Casey Hare, who doubled off a runner at first. Back in the top of the 5th. First pitch, a strike. Second pitch, swinging strike 2. Big pitch coming up here from Jake Rice as he's trying to keep that pitch count low early on, after already allowing 2 runs to come across to score on his watch here in the inning. Sanchez on the move from second. The throw down from Allen is going to sneak past Copeland and into left field. Sanchez is going to make his way all the way home. And just like that, Old Dominion takes their first lead of the night. It's 9-8 on the throwing error from Alan Brown behind the plate. Hammonds is going to make his way all the way up to third. Another lightning flash in the horizon over center field as Old Dominion leads by 1. First pitch from Rice to the man at the plate, Doug Ott. It is taken for called strike 1. Ott grounded out in the previous inning as he swings and fouls off the 0-1 towards the Steamers dugouts. The count moves to 0-2. Jake Rice looking for the 3rd out on the 0-2 pitch. Fouled off. Count remains at 0-2 with a runner standing on third. Steamers trail here for the first time in this ball game following a throwing error from Alan Brown. Score 9-8 here in the top of the 7th with 2 away. Breaking ball there from Rice. Had a lot of movement on it, but couldn't quite find its way back into the zone. It was an impressive pitch that, if you know baseball, kind of draws a stank face when you watch it because it's just so filthy. The 1-2 from Rice. Called strike 3. Ott goes down looking. But not before Old Dominion does some serious damage in the top of the 7th. 3 runs come across off of 2 hits and 1 throwing error from Alan Brown behind the plate for Edenton. 1 runner left on, and Jerry Hammonds at third. We head now to the bottom of the 7th inning. Steamers trail by 1. It's 9-8 here at Historic Hicks Field. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Pitching change for the Old Dominion hitters. It's Ben Capehart, the freshman out of Virginia Military Institute. First man he'll face out of the bullpen is Shane Easter. Easter 2 for 2 today with a double and a solo home run. And the Steamers hoping he can stay hot at the plate in this at-bat. Doesn't have to do exactly what he did in his last plate appearance, but hoping he can work his way on base and get things started for the Edenton's offense as they trail by 1 following the 3-run top of the 7th from Old Dominion. 9-8 is the score. Despite Edenton's impressive 12 hits they've collected in the contest over Old Dominion's 7. First pitch from Capehart to Easter is taken high and away for ball 1. The 1-0. Slider taken outside for ball 2. The Steamers are excited to announce the upcoming Magic 95.9 night at Historic Hicks Field. On Friday, July 24th, one lucky fan will go home with $25,000 courtesy of Magic 95.9. Mark your calendars now. You will not want to miss it. Magic 95.9 is a proud sponsor of your Edenton Steamers. Tune in every weekend morning from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. and listen with Bill Benjamin. Magic 95.9, the music lover station. The 2-0 taken inside the zone for a called strike 1. Two-1 now the count to the DH Easter. Looking for his 3rd hit today. The 2-1 on its way. Swung on, and that one's hit hard on the ground to the second baseman, Elledge, who makes the routine play for the first out of the inning. 1 up, 1 down, and now Aaron Copeland, who singled to left, or should I say deep left, as it hit off the wall on the fly. And his previous at-bat comes in looking to get something going for the Steamers offense here in the bottom of the 7th. They trail 9-8 following the first recorded out of the bottom of the 7th from Shane Easter. First pitch is swung on and missed by Copeland, so he falls behind immediately. No balls on the strike. Second pitch on its way from Capehart. Swung on and sawed off Copeland. It dribbles just fair right down the line to the first baseman. Copeland won't even leave the box as it's an easy play for Hunter Cole over at first. And now Alan Brown will step in with 2 outs and no runners on. Brown, 2 hits tonight. A home run back in the bottom of the 2nd. A double in the bottom of the 4th. And a strikeout as the 2nd out of the inning in the bottom of the 6th. Looking to keep the Steamer offense alive here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch taken for ball 1. The 1-0. Breaking ball that really nicely found its way inside the heart of the zone. It's going to freeze a batter every single time they see it. So the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike against the catcher out of Presbyterian College. Strike 2 on the 1-1. Two outs, no one on. The 1-2 on its way from Capehart. Swung on and grounded softly down the third base line, but foul. So the count sits right where it is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Still 1-2 to Alan Brown with 2 outs and nobody on. Brown looking to go 3 for 4. Old Dominion looked like the entire defense thought that was going to be a called strike 3, but instead the count moves to 2-2. It even threw me off. I wasn't exactly sure. The 2-2 now on its way. Taken for ball 3. Nice at bat here from Alan Brown. Fell behind early, but he's worked it back to full with nobody on and 2 out. Looking for his 3rd hit tonight. Capehart looking for his 3rd and final out of the bottom of the 7th. But it's a fastball that winds up way high above the zone. Defensive substitution behind the plate. Sebastian Silva unable to come down with it. So Brown works his way to first by way of a base on balls. That could prove to be important here in the bottom of the 7th, as Adam Fine, who singled in his last at-bat, is up to the plate. And after him, Brody Rubenstein waits in the on-deck circle. And Rubenstein 3 for 4 today with 2 singles and a double. Steamers only trail by 1. It's 9-8 following the 3-run top of the 7th from Old Dominion's offense. First pitch to Fine. Nice hold up there from Fine as it broke out of the zone and into the other batter's box on the left side for ball 1. One runner on, 1 ball. The pitch to Fine. Taken outside again for ball 2. Nice take there from Fine. As many times you see batters at the plate who are looking for the heater be aggressive on, especially on a 1-0 count. But Fine wisely holds up and the count moves to 2-0. The 2-0. Taken all the way by Fine for strike one. And if you ask me, that was a nice take, is if he went around on that, unless he really kept his hands inside and whipped the bat around the heart of the plate, probably would have sawed him off and resulted in a third and final out for the Steamers. So count moves to 2-1. Pitch on its way. Taken for strike two. Might have been just outside the zone, but Sebastian Silva did a nice job of framing it behind the plate. So the count moves to 2-2. Two's littered the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with Alan Brown, the lone runner for Edenton thus far in the inning, standing on first. The pitch on its way from Capehart. Swinging strike 3. They're going to say Fine went around without an even appeal. The home plate umpire makes the decision. No hits, no runs come across. 1 runner left on first, and Alan Brown. No errors on part of the Old Dominion hitters. We head now to the top of the 8th inning. Steamers trail by 1. It's 9-8 here at Historic Hicks Field. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. College of the Albemarle has proudly served northeastern North Carolina for nearly 60 years. COA is North Carolina's first community college with 4 campuses across 7 counties, excellent educational programs, and a strong tradition in the Albemarle region. Their passion is transformation of their students as they achieve their dreams and grow to better serve their communities. No matter your background, whatever your goals at COA, you'll transform your tomorrow. Visit their website today at www.albemarle.edu. Pitching change for the Edenton Steamers. Brett Folk out of Lenore Ryan will take over duties on the bump for the hometown Clams. Made independence against Old Dominion on the 25th, where he threw for 2 innings of work. As the first pitch is roped down the third base line off the glove of a diving Aaron Copeland. It's going to scatter into left field in foul territory. The throw from Copeland, foul territory, up to Kaufman at second base is in time. What a throw there from Aaron Copeland to recover off the missed diving catch to record the first out of the inning. So it looked like it was going to be a 1-pitch single for the leadoff batter of the inning. Results in an out on a nice recovery from Aaron Copeland at third base. A couple of really nice defensive plays late in the game from Aaron Copeland over at the hot corner. And now Zach Wojnarowski digs back in. As the leadoff man in the inning, Alex Gulisano, sits down on the nice play from Copeland. Second pitch to Wojnarowski is inside for a ball. So the count now 1-1 with 1 out and no runners on. Got to credit the hitters with a hit off that last play. Nice comeback pitch from Brett Folk. Excellent action, as that one broke at the very last second to make its way from maybe a bit inside to low and middle in. The 1-2 now on its way from Folk. Swung on and it saws off the batter. Splits the bat, not entirely, but it cracks it and pops it up to the third baseman, Aaron Copeland, who makes the second out of the inning. Copeland making both plays to record both outs to start the top of the 8th. We're back at the top of the order for Old Dominion. It's Zach Morris, who reached on a walk in his last plate appearance. He's 0 for 2 tonight, as he's walked twice in 4 plate appearances. He grounded out to second back in the 5th and struck out all the way back in the 1st and was thrown out on a drop third. First pitch to him in this at-bat. Swung and it hit home plate, it seems, before it dribbled right in front of the home plate. So the count in Folk's favor, 0-1 to start the AB. Two quick outs to start the top of the 8th inning, both of them being recorded by Aaron Copeland over at third base. Folk with the 0-1. Swung on, and that one's loftily skied to Jared Kaufman. Doesn't have to move too far into the outfield grass to put that one away for the third and final out. One hit that doesn't come to make much of anything, as Aaron Copeland made a nice defensive play to throw the runner out, trying to stretch a single into a double. No runners left on, no runs come across, and no errors on part of the Edenton Steamers defensively. Old Dominion still leads by 1, though. It's 9-8 as we head into the bottom of the 8th inning. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Brody Rubenstein to lead off for the Steamers as we start the bottom of the 8th inning at the top of the order for the Steamers offense. Ben Capehart still on the mound, the freshman out of VMI. First pitch to Rubenstein, taken for ball 1, high and inside. Rubenstein 3 for 4 today with 2 singles and a double. Takes the second pitch for a called strike 1. Steamers looking to get started at the plate early here as they trail by 1, 9-8 here in the bottom of the 8th. The 1-1 on its way. Nice breaking pitch there from Ben Capehart that started on the outside part of the plate and wound up just painting the black. Count now 1-2 against Rubenstein. Nice pitch there from Capehart, as Rubenstein wanted to go around on it, but wisely holds off as that one was just off the lower outside corner. Count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rubenstein going to take a step out. Rubenstein back in the box. 2 balls, 2 strikes the pitch. Swung on, and that one's lined to the shortstop Morris. It takes a hop, so he'll have to field it up and make the throw over to first, and he does in time for the first out of the bottom of the 8th inning. Jared Kaufman will dig in with 1 out. He's 0 for 4 today. Looking to avoid 0 for 5 at the plate. He struck out just once and grounded out back in the first. The strikeout came in the bottom of the second, and he's flown out to left and center. So we're still looking for that first hit today. He'll step out of the box. First pitch to Kaufman. Nice breaking pitch that just caught that outer half of the zone. Count moves to 0-1 against the second baseman Kaufman. With 1 out, no runners on for the Steamers here in the bottom of the 8th. The 0-1. A little too far outside this time, a fastball taken for ball 1. The 1-1. Swung on in line to the second baseman, Elledge. He fields it on a hop, makes a soft throw over to first for the second out of the inning. So 1-2 go the first 2 batters of the inning for Edenton, and now Houston Wright, the TSL batter of the week from the first week of TSL play, steps in the 3-hole. He's got 1 hit tonight, a double, so his hitting streak already out of his mind, I'm sure. He's moved it up to 6 games. Takes the first pitch high outside the zone for ball 1. The 1-0 now to Wright. Fouled off. The 1-1 now from Ben Capehart. Outside ball 2. Two-1 is swung on and missed. So count back even at 2 balls and 2 strikes as 2s are top to bottom on the Open Door Church scoreboard out in right field. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on, and no runners come across for Edenton here in the bottom of the 8th. They trail by 1, 9-8. Pitch on its way from Ben Capehart. Swing and a miss there from Wright. Capehart hyped up after that one as he definitely had Wright fooled at the plate. We head now to the top of the 9th inning after a no hit, no run, and no runners left on inning for the Edenton Steamers, and no errors on part of the Old Dominion hitters. A little bit of trash talking between the 2 dugouts. Nothing but trash talk as we head to the top of the 9th. 9-8 still the score. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Brett Folk back on the mound for the Steamers for his second inning of work as Edenton trails by 1. It's 9-8 as we get set for the top of the 9th. Austin Elledge will lead off. Elledge 1 for 4 tonight with a home run that came all the way back in the top of the 3rd. And Elledge hit on the first pitch of the inning from Brett Folk. He'll move down to first base safely. Now Hunter Cole, who's had a solid day today, 2 for 4 with a single and a double, and he's come around to score both times. We'll dig in with a runner on first and no outs. First pitch on its way from Folk to Cole is taken for strike 1. Nice job by Cole painting that outside upper corner. Double play ball in order with no outs and a runner on first for Edenton. The 0-1. Big swing and a miss there from Cole. So they fall behind now, or excuse me, Cole falls behind. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 from Folk to Cole. In the other batter's box, but a nice defensive slide there from Alan Brown to keep it in front of him. Keeping the runner over there at first, and thus the double play ball still in order as Cole's behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. In the opposite batter's box again. But a nice catch there from Brown behind the plate. Count moves to even at 2-2. Two swung on and fouled down the left field line and out of play. So the count remains exactly where it is at 2 balls and 2 strikes against Hunter Cole. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 runner on, no outs. Brett Folk with the pitch. Outside again. Another fastball that misses the zone. Count moves to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count pitch with a runner on its way. From Brett Folk to Hunter Cole. The pitch taken for ball 4. High and away. Double play ball still in order for the Steamers, but now 1 runner in scoring position for Old Dominion. They still lead by 1, 9-8 the score here in the top of the 9th. Now Alberto Sanchez, who's already got 3 RBIs in the contest for Old Dominion, will step in again. He's got a home run and a single to his credit. Home run scored 2, as there was a runner on second in Hunter Cole. That was all the way back in the 5th inning. And Sanchez singled in the 7th as well to score a run. He also came around to score, courtesy of a throwing error from Alan Brown behind the plate as Sanchez was stealing third. First pitch from Falk to Sanchez in the at-bat here in the top of the ninth. And a crucial one at that. With no outs, is taken for a ball. The 1-0 now to Sanchez, way inside. Sanchez having to back out of the way. But a nice stop again there from Alan Brown behind the plate to keep the runners in check. Count moves to 2-0 against Sanchez, the DH, however. Some lightning once again in the horizon beyond center field. 2-0 is swung on, and that one's grounded. It's going to get past the glove of Casey Hare at shortstop and find its way into left field for Sanchez's second single and third hit tonight. Sanchez put that ball exactly where it needed to be, especially considering the slow speed of it. Just out of reach for shortstop Casey Hare on the run. Head coach Marshall McDonald is going to make his way out to the mound, as that will likely do it for the Lenore Ryan product Brett Folk's day. Or should I say night? It is 9:30 p.m. Coming in now out of the bullpen for Edenton will be Kyle Reynolds, number 3, out of Vero Beach, Florida. Last time out for Reynolds, he threw for 2 full innings, allowed just 1 hit, struck out 2 batters. He allowed 1 run against Greenbrier as well. It was an extremely solid outing for Reynolds. On the season, he's collected 4 innings on the mound for the Steamers, allowed just 3 hits, 2 earned runs. Excuse me, 2 runs, 1 of them was earned. And he struck out 3 batters. Enough for a ERA of 2.50. While we have a moment, I'd like to bring you a message from Doug Williams, Rick Gilbert HVAC. Doug Williams, Rick Gilbert Refrigeration, Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has been serving residents and businesses in the Elizabeth City and surrounding areas since 1974. They are a full-service licensed and insured refrigeration, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning contractor. Customer service is their #1 priority. They provide honest, ethical, and reliable service to every one of their customers. Give them a call today at 252-338-3051. Again, that's Doug Williams, Rick Gilbert HVAC at 252-338-3051. Jerry Hammonds, the third baseman for Old Dominion tonight, steps in with the bases loaded and nobody out. Kyle Reynolds in quite a spot for the Edenton Steamers. First pitch on its way to Hammonds, and it hits him right in the back. Not what you want to see if you're Kyle Reynolds or the Edenton Steamers. First pitch out of the bullpen. He walks in a run by hitting the batter, Jerry Hammonds. Maybe a little too excited out there was Kyle Reynolds. 10-8 now is the score. Old Dominion leads. And still no outs for the hitters in the top of the 9th inning. First pitch from Reynolds to Sebastian Silva in Silva's first plate appearance tonight. Came in as a defensive substitution for JT Inskeep in the 7th inning. Fouls that one off. Count moves to 1-1. The 1-1 on its way from Reynolds. Check swing there, but it's called a swinging strike from Silva at the plate. So the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bugs really starting to swarm over the infield here at Historic Hicks Field. Count remains at 1-2 with no outs and the bases loaded for Old Dominion. Kyle Reynolds on the mound, looking to put away the first out of the inning in a 1-2 count. Hard ground ball down the first base line, just foul. That could have been dangerous for the Edenton Steamers as they already trail by 2 here in the top of the 9th inning. It's 10-8. The 1-2. Taken for a called strike 3 on the outer part of the plate. That was a big out there from Kyle Reynolds, the first out of the inning. But with the bases loaded, there's a possibility for a double play for the Steamers defense, which could be monumental. As they only trail by 2, it's 10-8 here in the top of the 9th. Following the run that came in to score off the hit by pitch, and the first batter Reynolds faced out of the pen comes back with a first pitch strike against Doug Ott, who came in as a defensive substitution in left field. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Sounded like he foul tipped it back into Allen Brown's mitt, so the count moves to 0-2. Some more lightning flashes over center field. Far away, though. Must be some heat lightning, as it's been extremely hot here in Edenton. The 0-2 taken for strike 3. Beautiful off-speed pitch from Kyle Reynolds following back-to-back fastballs to sit Doug Ott down looking. Big punch out there from Reynolds. And now Alex Gulisano. Or excuse me. I was right. Alex Gulisano. I was correct. I don't know why I doubted myself. But Gulisano up to the plate. The big opportunity here with 2 outs and the bases still loaded for Old Dominion. First pitch from Reynolds is a breaking pitch. High and away for ball 1. The 1-0. Taken low and in for strike 1. Tough call there from the umpire for Gulisano. Gulisano has not had a good day already. 0 for 4 with just 1 strikeout. 2 outs, bases loaded. The 1-1 from Reynolds. Swung on and grounded to the shortstop Hare. Has to make a backhanded play, but there's nowhere to go with it. He made a nice stop, but wasn't sure where to go. The third baseman Copeland made a move towards the ball as well, so he wasn't covering the bag. The runner moving up to second had quite a significant jump, so he wasn't going to make it in time. Honestly, just a nice play by Hare to keep that one in the infield and allow just 1 run to score. Old Dominion starting to run away a bit here. They lead by 3, their largest lead of the game. It's 11-8 in the top of the 9th inning. First pitch swinging now is Zach Wojnarowski. He singles it into center field. 1 run comes across to score. They're going to send the second runner from second, and Jerry Hammonds. He comes in to score. And now Old Dominion blowing this lead wide open. Now 13-8 with 2 outs. I didn't even have time to say who was coming up to bat as Wojnarowski singles into center field for his second hit tonight. He's got a single and a double and 5 trips to the plate. And now we're back at the top of the order for Old Dominion. Zach Morris, the shortstop, will step back in. First pitch taken for strike 1. Following the single, only 2 runners on for Old Dominion. A runner on first and second with Wojnarowski on first. Gulisano standing on second. The 0-1. Breaking ball from Reynolds that he didn't have quite enough control over. It was very high above the zone. Count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. Swung on and foul tip back into the glove of Alan Brown. So Steamers 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Old Dominion 1 strike away from putting an end to this 9th inning explosion at the plate, where they've seen 4 more runs come across as they've extended their lead to 5. It's 13-8. Swing at the 1-2, grounded to Hare at shortstop. He has to make a charge. Throw over is not in time. Throw over back from first to third, as Gulisano thought about going home, is not in time as either. So now the bases are loaded once again for Old Dominion as they lead by 5. It's 13-8. Reynolds still trying to get out of the inning with 2 outs. Now Austin Elledge at the plate. Elledge was hit by a pitch in his previous plate appearance. That was the first batter here in the 9th inning. He's going to ground the second pitch of the AB to shortstop. Hare bobbles it, makes the throw over to first. It's not in time. That looked as if it was a tie. They always say tie goes to the runner, even though it's not an official baseball rule. And another run comes in to score for Old Dominion. They extend their lead to 6. It's now 14-8 here in the top of the 9th. The Steamers offense going to have their work cut out for them in the bottom of the 9th inning. First pitch of the AB to Hunter Cole in his second plate appearance in the inning. I just overheard the workers working the scoreboard out and right say they're running out of numbers as Cole chops that one right in front of the home plate. Alan Brown fields it, makes the throw to first to finally put an end to the brutal inning for the Steamers defense. 14 runners come across, 14-8 is the score. 5 runners come across to score for Old Dominion on 5 hits and 1 error on part of the Steamers defense. 3 runners left on though. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Steamers down 6. It's 14-8. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. The Steamers, with their work cut out for them, here in the bottom of the 9th inning, Alan Alonso, not a bad guy to kick off the inning for the Steamers as he went deep in only his second official at-bat of the game. He's 1 for 2 with a strikeout looking as well. He was hit by a pitch in his first 2 appearances at the plate. He's looking to kick off a much-needed big offensive inning for the Steamers as they trail by 6, following a 5-run top of the 9th inning for the Old Dominion hitters. We've got to be feeling pretty good right now, heading into the bottom of the 9th inning with a 6-run cushion. Early count to Alonso, 1 ball and 1 strike following the first 2 pitches of the AB. Capehart with the 1-1. Taking for ball 2. Two-1 is fouled off right into the umpire's mask. He'll take a second to regroup. Sebastian Silva and Ben Capehart having a conversation as Capehart is still on the mound for Old Dominion here in the 9th. Two balls, 2 strikes to Alonso. A called strike 3. And Alan Alonso jawing with the umpire. But nothing made of the interaction. Alonso set down looking for the second time tonight on a pretty rough call. First time was set down looking on a breaking ball in at the ankles. That time one at the shoulders, and now Casey Hare steps in with the task of recording a base hit and getting something going for the Steamers offense. Steamers haven't scored a run since the bottom of the 6th inning. Hare takes the second pitch for a called strike 1. One's from top to bottom on the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. No runners on here in the bottom of the 9th. The 1-1. Taking for ball 2. Capehart with the 2-1 now on its way to Hare. Taking for ball 3. Shane Easter waits in the on-deck circle. Easter with a very solid day so far. He's 2 for 3 as Hare skies the 3-1 foul by the third base bleachers. Two hours and 47 minutes have surpassed here in Edenton in this contest as Hare works a walk. So some life for the Steamers offense as they now have a base runner over on first base in Casey Hare. And now Shane Easter up. Easter hit a double all the way back in the 2nd inning. Homered in the 5th. A solo shot. The lone run scored for the Steamers back in the bottom of the 5th. And his last plate appearance grounded out to second. It was a well-struck ball, just in the wrong place. First pitch to Easter, way out of the zone, ball 1. Wind still blowing briskly out towards center. The 1-0. 1-0 taken for a ball, so the count now 2-0 in the favor of Shane Easter. One runner on first and Casey Hare following the walk. The pitch to Easter. Gets past Silva at the plate. Hare's going to move up to second, so now the double play ball taken away from Old Dominion. The count 3-0 to Shane Easter, the designated hitter. With Aaron Copeland, the third baseman, waiting on deck. Copeland 1 for 4 tonight. Easter awaits the 3-1 from Capehart. Ball 4. Flew past Silva above his head. but maybe a little too quickly as it ricochets off the net, right back into Silva's glove. So Herod has no opportunity to move from second to third. Now there'll be a meeting on the mound between Old Dominion's head coach and Ben Capehart along with Sebastian Silva. That'll do it for Ben Capehart here. That'll bring in number 23 for Old Dominion. And we don't have a number 23 on the roster. It's Jeremiah Hardy. Apologies there, as I was sure I couldn't find him on the roster. Hardy named the TSL's Pitcher of the Week. Between June 23rd and June 28th, Hardy threw for 4 2/3 of an inning, allowed no hits, no runs, walked just 2 batters, and struck out 4, posting an ERA of obviously nothing with 0 runs scored, and a whip of .429. He's currently a graduate student at Goshen College and pursuing a major in health and physical education. Stands at about 6 foot flat and 190 pounds on the bump. Fans, I'm going to take the moment to remind you that tomorrow's game against Greenbrier at Lakewood Park will have no home broadcast. Unfortunately, the situation does not allow for a home broadcast. To nobody's fault. They're doing their best up there in Greenbrier. Hopefully at some point later this season when we head back there, we'll have an opportunity to do a road broadcast. And they're actually not even sure if there will be a home broadcast either. If there is, I'm sure we'll be putting the information out on social media. But once again, no broadcast on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network tomorrow against Greenbrier. 2 runners on. Aaron Copeland steps up to the box. He's 1 for 4 today with 1 out. First pitch. Taken in the dirt. But Sebastian Silva with a nice reaction back there to find the ball and keep both runners standing at first and second. The 1-0 to Copeland. Off-speed pitch up at the eyeballs and inside towards his shoulders for ball 2. The 2-0 taken for strike 1. Double play ball. Chance for the hitter's defense with runners on second and first. The 2-1 on its way from Hardy. Up at the letters and inside on Copeland. Alan Brown waits on deck. He's feeling good at the plate today as he earned his first home run and extra base hit as well of the season. Copeland swinging at the 3-1 and fouls it off. So the count full now at 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out and runners on first and second for the Steamers. Here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Steamers went into the 9th inning down by just 1. It was a 9-8 score in favor of Old Dominion, but the hitters posted 5 runs in the top of the 9th, the most they've scored in any inning in this contest. They scored 3 back in the 7th, 4 back in the 5th, and 2 in the 3rd. The 3-2. Flailing swing there from Copeland. He's set down swinging for the second out of the bottom of the 9th inning, so Alan Brown comes up to the plate as the final possible out for Edenton with 2 runners on and 2 away. His squad trails by 6. First pitch taken all the way by Alan Brown for ball 1, in at the knees. Second pitch taken for ball 2. The 2-0 in the dirt for ball 3. So 3 straight pitches, 3 straight balls to Brown from Jeremiah Hardy. Hardy has yet to allow a run in his early career with Old Dominion. The 3-0 to Brown, taken for ball 4. You like to see that out of a guy who's had a really strong day at the plate. Not being over aggressive and waiting for his pitch and drawing a walk to load the bases. Now Adam Fine with the Steamers' hopes hanging in the balance with 2 away and the bases loaded. This would be a pretty significant moment for Fine to pick up his first extra base hit of the season. First pitch from Hardy on its way. Taken for a called strike 1. Steamers are back in action again tomorrow at 7 p.m. against Greenbrier, who they fell to back on Saturday, 7-6. Second pitch to Fine on its way. Taken for strike 2. First pitch, fastball for a strike from Hardy, comes back with a curveball that finds its way into the lower inside corner for strike 2. Fine now down to his last strike, along with the rest of the Steamers. As it's an 0-2 count with 2 outs and the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 9th. Steamers trail by 6. The pitch on its way from Hardy. Swung on and broken bat. Ground ball to the shortstop Morris. He makes the throw over to first, and that's going to do it. 14-8 is the final here at Historic Hicks Field. The Steamers drop to 4-2 on the season. Old Dominion improves to 3-2 in 2020. The Steamers had 12 hits in the ball game to Old Dominion's 13. 1 error for Old Dominion. 3 on part of the Steamers. Edenton definitely wanted to pick up that victory before heading down to Greenbrier, or heading up to Greenbrier, tomorrow. But instead, that's going to do it. Here in Edenton, Steamers take their second loss of the season. That's going to do it for this Tuesday night edition of Steamers Baseball. The Hitters come away victorious over Edenton by a final score of 14-8. Your Steamers will be back in action again tomorrow at 7 p.m. as they battle the Knights of Greenbrier for the third time this season at Lakewood Park for the Steamers' first road game of 2020. There will be no broadcast once again. So if there's any home broadcast, we will let you know via our social media. Broadcast will pick up on Thursday when Edenton comes back to Historic Hicks Field to take on Tidewater for the 3rd time this season. My name is Patrick Foster. Thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's contest. Stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay beautiful, Steamers Nation.
We're going to try to get away 25,000.